On my birthday, I was getting f***ed in a hotel room. They all pulled up, and I sucked their
But
dick.
like down
The whole team.
7.
7 basketball players in a row? How was that?
Swallowed.
All of them.
Yeah.
Do you look back at this as a positive memory?
Yeah, I don't care. It was lit.
A few moments later.
I'm not proud of that story anymore.
So pretty much that thought pocket you just saw, her name is Aliza Jane, and she's some IG thought, be that as it may. But 3 years ago, she did an interview on the No Jumper podcast, in which she talked about, for some reason, she talked about her freakiest moment that she's ever had with a group of men. And she describes a story in which she pretty much said she sucked off half an NBA team. We'll play that clip right now.
On my birthday is Memorial Day weekend. On my birthday, I seen them all at Dre's, like this one team.
Okay.
She's so shy. It's so cute,
I know,
baby.
I'm like, shit. And I don't know, I was getting in a hotel room. They all pulled up, and I sucked their
Put
dick.
the mic down.
The whole team.
7.
7 basketball players in a row?
7.
How was that?
I was f***ed up. I didn't f*** any of them, though.
She said,
What happened to the nuts?
Swallowed.
All of them.
Yeah.
And nothing happened? You didn't have like a weird reaction in your stomach or anything?
No.
What, Adam, you expected her stomach to explode? But she made sure to be clear that she didn't bang all the dudes. She just sucked all 7 of them off. And real quick thing, man, I have never been one of those dudes. I've never ran a train on chick. I've never been one of those dudes to, hey man, let me sit back and wait my turn. No, whenever I'm in a room with a woman and we getting down to the business, there's only gonna be one mic in the room. The rest of that crap is weird to me. I couldn't imagine sitting there waiting in line with 6 other dudes and the chick is sucking us off each one by one. No, not me.
Access denied.
No, I passed
that
out.
sounds so fun.
You're almost making it sound like you were too f***ed up to be sucking 7 dicks. And also, you were getting fucked by somebody else right before this?
Yeah, they walked in mid me getting
How did they
from the
walk
back.
in? Where were you?
in the hotel room. So I was like someone that works with the team, and I know that team because I've hooked up with them before.
The whole
But they all
team?
pulled up. No, not the whole team.
Okay.
Like a few of them. They all just pulled up. They knew I was in there, and they were like, "Let's get lit." And they were just sitting around the bed, and they just rotated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tight. So you don't look back, do you look back at this as a positive memory?
Yeah, I don't care. It was lit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I respect
She's
that.
just nervous right now.
No, I mean, she's not that nervous if she immediately told us about sucking 7 dicks in a row.
Thank you. As I stated, that interview was 3 years ago, back in 2020, and she didn't seem to really care about telling the story because she said it was lit. And then also, what happened was something that I say quite often on this channel. The internet is forever. Fast forward 3 years, this woman is still hearing things about that interview, still getting negative attention from that interview. And then she goes on social media to talk about it.
For those of you who don't know this about me, about 3 years ago, I went on a podcast talking about how I hooked up with an NBA team. It went super viral. And I will never, ever, ever live this down on the internet because once, like, a new blog posts about it, like, as if it's new information or something. And so, like, every couple months, my DMs will be flooded with, like, hate messages telling me I should myself and that I'm, like, the worst human being on the world. Just basically any terrible thing you could say to somebody. And trust me, nothing that anybody says in my DMs like that can bother me. Like, it's honestly just weird to me. I've never understood, like, hate messages or even comments. Like, I'm like, that's so embarrassing. Like, if anybody saw my name under, like, a TikTok or an Instagram post, like, calling someone a horrible human being or, like, a slut or anything like negative, like, that's so embarrassing. I would just never do that. And of course it's always from a fake page because they don't want to show their face, because bitch, if I came for you, you know I would eat your ass up if I saw what you looked like.
Obviously, she's going to be missing the point. The point is, you went on a podcast and involuntarily told that story about you swallowing 7 dudes back to back to back. Adam didn't force you to tell that story. You told that story. One of the things that a lot of young people have to realize, the internet is forever. And I know that as a content creator. Once I put something out there, it's out there forever, man. So you have to be mindful of the things that you say on the podcast. But you said that on the podcast because you were proud of it. You thought it was lit. You thought it was a funny story. Fast forward 3 years later, and you don't feel the same way. I wonder why that is.
Anyways, so I've never understood that in the first place. And it's like, bitch, you actually don't know me as a person. You know that one story about me. And the thing that really gets me is like, okay, there's people in the world who are abusive, who are abusing animals. There's people out here selling drugs. There's people out here really hurting people.
So what? And this is just a way to deflect. Again, all that is very well may be true, but has nothing to do with you deciding to air out your personal business that no one asked you to. You aired it out.
And you think I'm the worst person in the world for sucking dick? Like, be so for real. And when I say that out loud, I realize like how dumb the person is in my DMs. And I'm like, bitch, go outside and touch grass. You're so mad. Like, these people are mad at me for sucking. I'm not proud of that story anymore. Woman, you know, reformed.
Oh, you reformed now. Now she reformed 3 years ago. She's not proud of that story, but
I'm also not ashamed, and like, people can't come in my DMs and like make me feel horrible. When I was 21 and been living my best life.
that was 3 years ago when she was 21.
Moved on, and I've learned from that. And I honestly think it's a funny story.
And you still think it's funny? And you feel some type of way about it, no matter how you try to sugarcoat it, because if you didn't feel a certain type of way about it, you wouldn't have made this video. Every time somebody would bring it up, every few months in your DMs, you would just laugh it off like, oh man, y'all still talking about that? That's old news. But you do care, and you're going to keep caring. And this only been 3 years. Imagine how it's going to feel 20 years from now. If you have children and grandchildren, moving on.
Is like, you just can't gaslight me and make me feel like I'm the worst person in the world when I never hurt anybody.
And this comment right here says, my advice is you were wrong and triggered many people, but you can apologize and represent the correct way of being a woman. And I don't necessarily think she has anything to apologize for. She didn't hurt anyone. With that being said, you have to own, put it out there. You're either going to own it or ignore it. It's only one of the two things. It's been 3 years and you're still hearing about this. And I can tell, no matter, again, what she says, you feel a certain type of way about this because you have matured somewhat in those 3 years since you made that video. And you know it's not a good look. That's why you stated you weren't proud of that moment, even though you still think it's kind of funny, which still shows you still have some maturing to do. But I don't even think you think it's funny right now. I think you thought it back then, but not now, but you're trying to save face.
And what would I need to apologize for? I'm not apologizing to anybody because I don't give a f what people think about me now, and I didn't give a f then. And I think that's why people are mad. They want me to give a f what they think about me, and I don't.
I think she didn't care then. She definitely cares now.
Or they want me to like feel ashamed. It's like,
You should be.
what good would that do? I honestly think the way that I look about it is the healthiest way to look about it. Because it's like, I can watch my old interviews and I like kind of cringe about the shit that I was saying because I really just didn't give a f.
But you cringe about it now because you realize you had the wrong mentality then. She's trying to be honest, but then also trying to save face at the same time, and you can't do both of those.
But at the same time, I think it's hilarious. And I really just didn't give a fuck at all. I don't take it that seriously because I didn't take it seriously then. And like, what am I apologizing for? I'm so confused. I'm not here to represent the correct way of being a woman. Like, I was just living my life. I'm not here for anybody to look up to me or to set an example for anybody. I think it's so weird that people on the internet put that on you for just living your life. Like, no, you need to set an example. Bitch, for who? I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I need to set an example for my daughter, and that's it.
It's crazy because he hooked up with those 7 players for the Phoenix Suns, including someone else who works with the team. She did that 3 years ago. Fast forward 2 years later, in 22, she was pregnant and gave birth to somebody's baby. And all the gossip blogs are alleging that it's one of the Phoenix Suns. Who knows, maybe, may not. But I also came across something as well, is that apparently her parents are very religious people and they disowned her after this.
But then the thing is that I got hit up last night and I was informed that she got fired and she got disowned by her parents. And it turns out that she was working for her dad and her family is Mormon.
I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, that's actually a recipe for, like, if you were to create in a lab a girl who might blow 7 basketball players in a hotel room,
It's that one.
it's a Mormon childhood, for sure.
Doesn't make her a bad person, but it's a bad look. And if anyone could take any lesson from this, just remember that the internet is forever. Once you put it out there, it's out there forever. You have to own it or dismiss it. And it sounds as if she's trying to dismiss it, and it sounds as if she's trying to play both hands. Say, we should forget about this, and then also at the same time, she didn't hurt anybody. You didn't, but you also volunteered this information. And I hope it was worth it, but hey, what the hell do I know? I'm just a weed head talking on YouTube. You guys let me know what you think after party in the comments. It's your commander, Theo Coop, but you can
Call me bitch.
do better. Squad, fall out.
Excuse me, bitches?